Hello and welcome back to another tutorial of creating a birthday invitation. Today we're going to do a very first birthday invitation. So where I go to get my inspiration, I always look at Etsy to see what's trending. I'll get like the best picks or the highest sales just to get some inspiration. Google is always a good one, and Pinterest is where I go looking. So what we're going to do is we're going to come into Canva. We're going to create our 5x7 invitation blank card. If you don't know how to do that, you come in to start beginning, you go create. Down here you go into custom, you put your 5x7 inches, and sometimes it will pop up as well and you just click on that. So that's where I got this, and then I always name it right off the bat. So where I always like to start is I always like to start with my fonts. So what I like to do is as I'm creating my invitations, whenever I do any fonts, I usually just create some wording in Canva. I just open up a 5x7 and then I'll just copy and paste my fonts over there. So if I ever want to use it, right? Just depending. But today we're going to start from scratch. So here it is. So the first one we want to do our text. So we come in here, we're going to put our header here. And we will fix the font type and the color and all that later. We just want to get our text in. And join us to celebrate. And then I can come here and I can click this plus to duplicate that, or you can go Control D. And you come here. I'm just going to put a name in. And then we want come down here. This is a berry thing, so we're going to go berry. First birthday. So we're just going in here and we're putting all of the elements that we want in our invitation for the wording. And that's going to be on a Saturday, October 6th. That's my birthday. And the time, we'll go at 2 p.m. And then we want to put in where it is. Berry patch. 1, 2, 3. And again, this doesn't really matter because your clients are going to change this when I send this to them. It's just more or less so that they know what to do. Let me go RSVP to Liz at. Okay, so pretty much this is what your invitation will look like. This is pretty much everything you would have for the text and the general invitation. So now I want to go through and we're going to play around with the font. We want to change it. So I'm going to start with the name. The name I always like to have a handwritten script font. So I'll come over here. You can click on handwritten if you want. I'll give them all to you. But what I'm going to pick is always the free version because my clients may not have the free version, the pro version of Canva. Mostly everyone has the free version. So I want to make sure they will be able to edit this. So I always pick free options when I'm designing. And then I love apricot, so you can click on that, you can see what it looks like. Alex Brush is another one. Brittany is one of my favorites. That's good too. Miss Truly, Holiday. I like, let's see if I can find it here. I'm going to type in, I think it's called Great Vibes. Right there, Great Vibes. I like that one too. So let's use that one. I want to make her name stand out because she is the birthday girl. I might even go a little bit more, 50. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put everything else into one font. So when I do my invitations, I don't like to do more than 2 fonts. I will do 2 or 3, but then usually that is it. So let's just highlight all this. And then I like Poppins is nice, Monastery, those are nice ones. I like The Seasons is one of my favorites. I like that. Playfair, that's a nice one too. I'm going to use that one. All right, so now I'm going to do this. I might bring this down a little bit because I want to space it. So here you come into the advanced setting. I just want to letter space it a little bit. So we'll do that. So it's still too big, so maybe we'll bring this down. Like that. Please join us. And then I'm going to put all of this in capitals as well, so it stands out. Let's see. And capitals, you would hit this plus minus right there. So I made it bigger, so I definitely need to reduce the size on these, which is fine. So let's try 14. And these, so maybe go to 15 right now. Like that. I want that small still. Okay, there. Just putting it all together. I think I want Barry as well to be bigger. 30 looks like there. Melissa. And then once we get our elements in there, we may always want to change the size that we do depending on what we want. And I think first birthday as well, we're going to space that out a little bit. Line spacing on that as well. So as you can see already, it's looking completely different from when it first started. And then I'll highlight it all. I go into position and I hit center. It's going to center it all. And then I can make sure that it's centered on my page when I see that, almost like that cross, that plus sign in the middle. All right, so now we have this. We're going to start working on our elements. And what I like to use is, we can use this stuff in elements here. But the thing is, if I was to draw a strawberry, and I come here in graphics, again, I don't want to use the ones with the crown on it. So I come here to the pro version, the free version, sorry. And then here. So a lot of the things is, if I want to use different ones, they may not match, right? And everyone uses these. Everyone that's designing is using these. So what I use is a clip art generator. So a clip art studio. And this is where I create mine. So my theme is very first birthday. You have a whole bunch of different themes. I like whimsical storybook. Palette, you can pick a whole bunch, but I want to customize mine. So in here I want pinks, soft reds, whites, elements. I want some strawberries on a pink plaid bow, soft pink flowers with stems on the leaves. So that's definitely what I want. But what it will do is I want 12 elements. So because I only picked 3, it's going to give me 9 more of them. And then if I want a frame, what kind of frame do you want? So sometimes you can say surprise me, I'll do arch. And then background, you have different styles of background. We'll pick this, and then you're going to hit generate my prompt. What it does, it gives you a prompt for your clip art a prompt for your frame, and a prompt for your background. And what you do is you click copy and you go into ChatGPT and you just paste it in there. And it does a thing, and look how cute this is. This is the image that it came out for my clip art. And then what you do is I did the same thing. I just copy the frame, I put it in here, and it gave me this. I wasn't a fan of that, so I kind of went back and I kind of played around with it. I changed different frames here. I tested different ones. You can do that as well and just hit generate again and then just pull the frame that you want. And then I did the same thing for the background. And then this is the background it gave me. So now I have my background, this if I choose to use it, and I have my clip art. So now I want to bring this over to my invitation. I click on that. I come down here to download. It's going to download. I can go back to my invitation. Here it says uploads. I'm going to hit upload file, go to my downloads right there. I'm going to hit open and it's downloading. And I'm going to open a second page and I'm going to bring that over in there. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Okay, you can see everything's in there. I want to separate that. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to remove any of the background. And then I go into edit and I'm going to use select all, see all, and I want to use this grab, magic grab. And it clicks and it fades over and I want to pick out my strawberries. So I take the bow first and I hit grab. So it's going to detach itself from the rest of the images so I can move that into my invitation when I'm ready. And we'll go back, see all. So I keep grabbing everything I want. The other option, you can hit brush. You can select what you want as well. You just need to make sure you hover over everything and you hit grab. It'll do the exact same thing. Pull it, and we can move it up here. And then let's do one more. I'm going to do my flowers. Sometimes I just like to do the brush because then it doesn't take as long. All right. So I'm going to keep going and do that, and I'll be right back. I'm just going to pause. Okay, so I have pulled out, I grabbed the ones I wanted. So again, when I did my clip art, I said these three that I wanted. So I pulled my bow, my strawberries, my flowers. I pulled this little one as well, and then it gave me the rest of them. It just randomly created one. And I love this little balloon little doggy, so I pulled that one too. Anything else I want, we can always come back to it and I can pull it. So let's go back to our invitations, our invitation. Go up here. And now we're just going to start playing around and start moving things into it. Okay, so let's grab this bow first. So I'm going to go Control C to copy. I'm going to click anywhere, bring it up here. Where did that? So right away, I know that all my wording is too big, so let's just reduce that a little bit. This is going to come maybe right about here. I want to make sure it's even. Right there. Come up a little bit, bring this down just a little bit. All right. We want to do some berries. Put some there. I love this little balloon thing. So now it's just moving it over and just playing around with it and customizing it to the way you want it. I go back and forth. I'm like, yes, no, yes, no. Make these smaller. You can always turn them if you like them. Always do a few of them. Right, then we can take this smaller strawberry. We can always pop it in here. We want to move it in here somewhere, right? You can do like a little border around that if something we like to do that. You have a cupcake or a cake. This is cute as well. So I think I'm going to, I want a border, I think, first. So let's look at what that would look like. So because I only copy them, I never want to cut and paste. I always copy them. So I'm going to get rid of these and I want to put my border in first so I can see what that looks like. So you can either go into elements, we go into shapes, and then you can pick your basic shape you want. So if I want that, or you can just click on your thing and you hit an R, and it automatically gives you a rectangle. So that's an option as well. And then you can just do something like this, so it matches. And then we can change the color. And what it does is when you change the colors, because we have some clip art already, it's going to pull some colors in for us to give us some suggestions of what it could look like. So we'll start with that for now. So I'm not really liking this. So I'm going back to my clip art and I want to change my background. I change it to a scallop border and I hit generate. So now I'm just going to pull that. I'm going to go back into my ChatGPT, paste it in here, and let's see what that's going to give us. So it's going to create the image, tell us what it is. I just wasn't a fan of how this is. So right now, let's just delete this for now. Come back to see what it has created for us. Oh, so you see how it has that? I like that so much better. So let's download that to see what that looks like. And then we'll go back here, upload, download, and see if that gives it what I'm looking for. And I'm just going to hover over there. I'm going to put it, okay, so everything is still there. I like that. Can I go a little darker though? Oh, and I can. And there's this. I guess I go a little bit lighter. Look at that. I don't mind that. So now let's put some more of our elements on there. Move that over here. Okay. What we have. Already back where we had her there. Some strawberries. That looks so much better. I like that scallop. So that is the scalloped border. So I kind of like that. So remember that next time. All right, so now we're just going to keep on playing and see what we think. And then, yeah, we're just going to keep on playing around and see what happens here. Do that. We don't want them that big. Let's make them a little smaller where I want. I kind of like when I had it doubled like that. And then I can take the two of them and duplicate it again and drag it down. And then if we bring our strawberry, I just don't want it to be too much, but maybe across the top. Make that a little smaller. We kind of have them in between. Like that right there. Give it a little something. That's an option too. I was gonna do the whole border, but however, now that we have this border here, I don't want to do this. But I kind of like it maybe across the top. So if we make this smaller, can I take this, rotate it? So I'm just rotating it, bringing it up here, there. Make it a little bit bigger. So I don't mind that because then I can put my bow right here in the middle. Make it be a little bit bigger. So, and then I'll move the bow. Oops. Undo. And I can put my bow to the front. So now there we go. Okay, I like that. That's kind of cute. And with that, then now we can start playing around with our fonts again. Oh, this should be Melissa's. Melissa's very first birthday. Maybe I want Barry to be a little bit spread out as well. Yeah, his birthday. Okay, and let's come back over here and let's pull maybe the cupcake. Grab it. Let's just brush it quick. I'm gonna grab this cupcake. Grab it. And then we will move that up. Take copy. Oops. Not it. Not my cupcake. Control C. Control V. There we go. Maybe do something like that right there. And then we could put the berry on the other side. They kind of balance each other. That's an option too. Maybe we should turn these berries around. They look a little bit more centered. Do I like it that way? Yeah, I like it that way. So then let's get rid of that one. And just duplicate that. We can move it on over right there. That lines up. Very nice. Okay. I think why do we have some little, let's go back. We'll pull some of those little let's pull, it's like a heart, so let's make that smaller. Let's see what that is. We grab that. Some flowers. Just see how it is. We put a little few of them on there. Because that background is pink, we may have to change them just a little bit darker. I have a feeling it's not going to work too much. Okay, so it's right here. We could make it a little bit bigger if we want. We can just make a few of them and just duplicate them and move them around. You don't want to put too many, but just to see how it looks. Maybe one up here. And then put the little flower. Just take that little daisy. And we'll put it in the bottom to see if that will work. I'm going to grab one of those daisies. Just like that. We'll grab that. To see if that works. If not, we'll put either a berry or a heart at the bottom. Copy, paste down here. Make that a little bit bigger. Line that up. There you go. I don't think I'm going to put much more. I think that kind of makes it so cute on its own. It's not, everything's even. There's nothing that's kind of out of its place. Just, I don't want to start playing around with it too much because then I can be here all night. So there you have it. There is our invitation. It is so cute. So please join us to celebrate Melissa's very first birthday. The date, come down a little bit. The date, the time, where, RSVP, and that. So this is what I would send to my customer. They can edit whatever they want and then they can print it off wherever they want it. These usually I do not include, but if they want it, I could always send it to them. And then all I would do is I would go into share. I would hit this little template link. It gives me a link. And then whenever I do my thank you, I put it in there and then they would get this. So again, it came from the clip art studio that I'm using. If you're interested in that, I will put that in the description below, along with the link of where you can get this cute little invitation if you just want to purchase the invitation and not make one yourself. Hope this was very informative. If you have any questions, please leave a comment, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.